Welcome to Keep the Faith Ministry News. A violent windstorm ripped across America's heartland last week, devastating the Corn Belt with insurmountable damage to the season's harvest. What are the details? Last week, a Derecho windstorm ravaged millions of acres of corn and soybeans fields in Iowa as winds gusted at over 100 miles per hour. According to the New York Times, Iowa state officials estimate that at least 14 million acres of necessary farmland were damaged by the gusting winds. In addition to ruined crops, hundreds of millions of bushels of commercial storage grains, as well as tens of millions of bushels of on-farm storage grain, were also lost to the devastating storm. Shannon Texter, a spokesperson for the Iowa Corn Growers Association, told the outlet that it may be weeks to determine the monetary loss as a result of the storm. Quote, "It's really hard to get your arms around the devastation at this point," Texter admitted. Corn and soybeans in Iowa are typically harvested in September and October. This year, the outlet notes, was set to be one of the largest producing harvests in several years. In 2013, demand for corn and soy slowed as production increased, according to Chad Hart, due to a variety of factors including leveling out of the ethanol industry, the Times reported. The slow demand led to a massive decline in prices, which was compounded by international trade disputes. Farmers who are attempting to regain their footing over the last several years began to breathe easier after 2019, and then came the storm. Jim Greif, a corn and soybean farmer, told the Times, quote, "The short story is 2019 was the year from hell, and we were glad when it was all over. Now, 2020, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's worse than last year." The disaster is also especially problematic as the loss of the corn crop will affect livestock producers, even more than what's already happening because of COVID-19. Iowa is number one in the country for its corn and ethanol production. What else? President Donald Trump on Tuesday discussed the ravaged state and promised Iowans the, quote, "full support of the federal government in recovery." Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds said the devastation caused an estimated $4 billion in damages from the storm. During a briefing with the president, Reynolds described the storm as a, quote, 40-mile-wide tornado that went through the state of Iowa. Iowa State Agriculture Secretary Mike Naig added, quote, "There are millions of acres of corn that just won't flat out be able to be harvested." Quote, "We're going to help you recover from the storm and we'll get it done, and we'll get it done together," Trump said. You can read more about the local farmers' experiences following the massive storm here. Quote, "While appearing to the children of men as a great physician who can heal all their maladies, he will bring disease and disaster until populous cities are reduced to ruin and desolation. Even now he is at work. In accidents and calamities by sea and by land, in great conflagrations, in fierce tornadoes and terrific hailstorms, in tempests, floods, cyclones, tidal waves, and earthquakes, in every place and in 1,000 forms, Satan is exercising his power. He sweeps away the ripening harvest, and famine and distress follow. He imparts to the air a deadly taint, and thousands perish by the pestilence. These visitations are to become more and more frequent and disastrous. Destruction will be upon both man and beast. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The haughty people do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Isaiah 24, 4 and 5. Great Controversy, page 589. This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. Thank you for watching.